Hey y'all, today I'm here to share with you my first impression of the new NARS Radiant Cream Foundation. And this is what the packaging looks like. When you open it up, there is a large mirror, a sponge, and then the actual makeup is enclosed in this area here. So you just open that up and it snaps closed to maintain its integrity. So today I'm going to be using this Real Technique stippling brush to apply it. And I know it looks like I've already used it, but that's because I've already tried to film this video and I stuck my brush in and then my camera battery died. So I did not actually use the product, but you will see brush marks in there. But this is my first time actually putting the product on. So here we go. So I just dabbed the brush in the product one time. I'm going to start with just a little bit all over my face, and it feels pretty good on my face. Actually, it spreads really easily. That was, again, I just tapped my brush in it one time. I did not like swirl it or anything like that. I just literally tapped just like that. So that's pretty good. So that it spread around pretty good. It didn't cover my entire face doing that, but that lets me know that I don't need to use a lot of product with this. So I'm going to do the same thing again. And sorry for looking down, but I was looking at my mirror. Okay, so it seems to be covering pretty decently. I would say it's probably a medium coverage foundation. It goes on kind of sheer, but I think it could be built up to medium pretty easily. Sorry, my camera actually just turned off because my memory card is full, so this is not my best day. But anyway, you didn't miss anything. I just finished blending it onto my face. And yeah, so I probably would stop right here. This would work for me for an everyday coverage. So I can still see my little redness area here just a little bit. It's not as red, but I can still definitely see it. And I can also see a little bit of discoloration on this side. So I think that this is actually it's actually light coverage with one layer. But I guess I'll see if I can build it a little bit. I don't like to wear heavy foundation though, so we're gonna go ahead and add one more layer and see how that looks. So I still count this as just my second layer, only because the first layer didn't really cover my entire face, so. Alright, so that's 2 layers. And it blended really easily, which is nice. It felt really good going on my face, felt really soft. I do think that it's about medium coverage because now I can definitely see this area is a lot more covered and it looks a lot more even on this side. Still, I'm not sure that it will be considered full coverage. So if you're into full coverage, this probably is not the foundation for you. But of course, you can always add a powder on top if you're into that, but I am not for the purposes of this review. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup. All I'm really going to put on is concealer probably, so, and probably some blush. But I'll come back in a second and let you see what it looks like after I put on all my makeup. Okay, so I'm back and the rest of my makeup is done. What I put on was concealer underneath my eyes and I powdered underneath my eyes. I also put on blush and obviously lipstick. But I did not powder the rest of my face because I want to see how this foundation performs. Now, if I was the type of girl who powdered every day, then I would powder, but I don't necessarily powder every day. So, that being said, this does not have any powder on my face. Yeah. So, so far I do like it. It has had time to set. And when I touch my face, it almost feels like I have moisturizer on. It doesn't really feel like foundation. without touching my face, it feels like I'm wearing nothing. So that's definitely good. It does not feel heavy at all like some cream foundations can be. I was doing the rest of my makeup, I had a chance to look at my face, and I did not see any dry patches being accentuated by this foundation. It really just feels really good. I don't feel like I look oily right now. I mean, we'll see in a couple hours, but as of right now, I don't think I look oily. I feel like I just look kind of radiant, which is what the type of coverage it's supposed to give. So so far I'm liking it. It looks good. It looks relatively natural on my face, and it does not make me look dried out or too matte. It kind of just gives me that dewy look that I like. So I will be back in a few hours to let you all know how it's holding up. And yeah, see you soon. So right now the time is 1:31. So I'll probably try to come back in about 3 hours or so and let you know what's going on. See you guys soon. Hey y'all, so I am back and the time is now 5:05 p.m. and so I've had this makeup on for I think 3.5 hours. Yeah, 3.5 hours pretty much. And as you can see, I am a little shiny. Still not horribly, but being that it's only been 3.5 hours and I haven't really been doing that much, I kind of just been, you know, sitting around, really just chilling pretty much, and I look oily already. I'm not sure how this foundation will work out for people with oily skin. So now keep in mind I did not set it, so if you have oily skin, I'm not saying that you can't use this foundation, but you definitely want to set it. But for right now I think it looks okay. I probably would blot a little bit around my nose, but since I'm just sitting in the house, I'm not gonna do that. Because I kind of want to see what it looks like, you know, without blotting, without doing anything to it for the rest of the day. So I will be back a little bit later, probably be about 3 more hours from now, or if I decide to go somewhere and I want to blot beforehand, I'll come on and show you what it looks like before I blot. So I'll see you guys soon. Hey y'all, I'm back and I'm here with my final check-in for the night. So the time right now is 7:50 p.m. So I've had this foundation on for like 6.5 hours. So not the longest day, but I really have other stuff to do. I need to wash my hair and I'm not going to be able to keep the makeup on for that. So I wanted to come back and kind of wrap up with you guys. So my thoughts on it for today, and I've only worn it one day, is that I like the finish that it gives. I just think that I kind of get oily a little bit too quick. So this is probably a foundation that I would either set first thing in the morning when I put it on, or I would just touch up throughout the day with a translucent powder or block powder. But that's not a huge deal for me. Again, the makeup is still on my face, so that's the most important thing. I just look a little oily in my T-zone, which is relatively normal. So my blush is still on, so that shows you the foundation pretty much held up. Yeah, so I do really like the finish that it gives. So far it has not irritated my face. Now, the thing about it is, this foundation is pretty expensive. If I remember correctly, the foundation costs $38. If that's wrong, I'll annotate it in this video, but the foundation costs $38, I believe, and then the compact that it comes in, you pay an extra $10 for. So it works out to be a relatively expensive foundation for not that much product. So if you're thinking about trying this, I would suggest going to Sephora. I'm pretty sure they'll still give you a sample of it, even though it's cream. They'll just shave a little bit off the top and give you some. I recommend doing that before actually purchasing this foundation, because you might find that you hate it. You know, I've seen some other, I haven't seen any video reviews, but I've read some things on it, and some people say it disappears off their skin, and that's probably because their skin is a little bit more oily. But for me, I do like it. I do not regret spending the money on it. But you know, this is just my first day wearing it. So I do have the, what's it called? I have the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, which this is supposedly the cream version of that, and it's supposed to be a little bit more hydrating than this one. So I kind of already have some thoughts on it, but I want to be fair. So I am going to reserve those thoughts for either a later video or blog post, and then I'll give you a proper comparison of these two foundations, because truthfully this is going to be easier for me to travel with, which is kind of why I got it, because this comes in a glass jar and it's just, you know, not ideal to travel with. So I got this one for that purpose mainly, and because the NARS Sheer Glow can sometimes be not really drying, but it can accentuate dry spots on my face. So I wanted to see how this one worked for that. So look forward to an upcoming review on either my blog or my YouTube channel that will talk about a comparison of these two and give you an update on how I feel about the foundation at that time. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Again, I'm wearing the shade Tahoe, and this is the NARS Radiant Cream Compact Foundation. So if you have any questions, just leave them down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.